In this first installment of Panic, we are introduced to Johnny D. Saster, a New York Upper East Side high school teen taking his SATs. Suddenly, Johnny gets a panic attack and things drastically unfold.
Play on for easy kills in your kickback, in your arcade of weak wills. Where you scratched out the names we built. Like one is policeman, another is guilt. And I can't wait till we have holes in our heads and we play pinball, where every now and then something gets said. If it slips out, if it's breaks the plates that we put out, and everything's fake like the monsters you read about. It's like we're all the same age for now. So lay down your bulletproof vest. Pick up our arms and plant one right in the chest. And I can't wait till our bodies collapse and the papers print histories where it's all up for grabs and no one is enemies. And I'm brave. Your hands are clean.
He twirled the number 2 pencil back and forth, occasionally stabbing his forefinger with the graphite nib. His finger, tingling to the point of numbness, needed a good poke to ensure he stayed sharp. This was the big moment. The clock ticked as the hour approached 9 a.m. His pulse quickened, and he stared again at his number 2 lead pencil. Never had such a puny 5-inch stretch of carved wood, hexagonal, light to the touch, yellow, carried so much weight in his 17 years. No, it was more than just a primitive writing implement, it was everything. For the next 2 hours of grueling SAT torture, he knew the pencil was going to be his battle axe, his sword, his lance.
"You can begin the test now,"
a voice echoed in the cavernous exam room. All he could do was breathe, as intense faces around him focused their eyes upon the rows of lettered options on the page. But, inside his constricted chest, the vital exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide was labored at best. A weird numbness he'd sensed in his toes and his fingers began to spread. He suddenly felt on fire in a tingly kind of way, and his head spun. He could barely make out his name, John Saster, at the top of his exam sheet. His eyes blinked repeatedly but could not focus. Tunnel vision set in.
I'm gonna faint,
he mumbled to himself, sweat dripping from his brow.
Whoa, am I having a heart attack?
Through mounting nausea and vertigo, he kept hearing his dad's voice.
You've got this. You've got this, Harvard man.
When John Saster rose from his assigned desk, he was expressionless, zombie-like. Everyone, despite the time pressure, took a few incredulous moments to stare at this lanky, wavy-haired kid making a spectacle of himself as he banged dizzily into one desk after another on an endless journey to the door.
If you're not feeling well, the bathroom is around the corner, but hurry back,
Rang out the professorial voice from the podium. John showed no sign of having heard a word. He was enveloped in a fog of unreality, staggering as he tried to avoid a rush of support from fellow test-takers who may have thought that he was having a seizure. As he stumbled through the doorway, students took one last look at him before throwing themselves back into the test that would send most of them on one extended life path or another. Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Columbia, Stanford, wherever. John headed out onto Fifth Avenue. His legs were rubber, his throat parched. Short of breath, he was overcome with a feeling of dread, of losing his mind, of losing control, of being smothered. When the rearview mirror of the speeding Beamer hit him, sending him spinning back to the curb, he did not look up. On the way down to the unforgiving pavement, he caught a glimpse of the Clinton Gore 92 bumper sticker. In a flash, he was out cold. An old woman who saw the collision could only offer a few words to the NYPD.
He was just a deer in the headlights. Well, a deer in the sunlight, because it was pretty bright out. He didn't seem to have a clue. Must have been on drugs or something.
The locks in every room. But I find myself in the places you've improved, where I give my arms for better hands. But you give me nothing to hold on to. Yeah. But in here we are responsible, but only outside. Getting me your new heart design, faithful, capable of anything. Somehow we all can deny that we're fit for a padded room, and the sweetest of our thoughts are quick, so the awful ones don't get through. Somehow we feed our expressions like we're moved. We only let on when we're jumping from the roof. But in here we are civilized, but only outside. We're getting me your new heart design, faithful and capable of turning into something criminal. not listening. And here we are, and here we are. And here we are. And in here we are, the writers, but we only write screenplays. And in here we are, the dancers, but our legs got in the way.
Electric acid.